Hello everyone, it's Carla from Casey Creates. I hope you're all doing well. Today I'm actually doing clay, if you couldn't tell from I decided to take the form itself. Let me see if I can get a better view for you. I'll have to tip it for you because I'm not sure this is high enough, but the balloon is the head. Can you see that? There we go. I might even leave it this way to work on it. So you can see the shape of the balloon, right? And I made that the head, and then I'm going to make this into a flower vase by putting a crown of flowers around her head. So this is the balloon is popped and it's shaped and it's still soft leather hard, so if I were to squeeze this really hard it would change the shape. But with a soft rib, metal rib or rubber rib, you can go around it and really get it nice and smooth. And it really is easier to smooth if you wait for it to be a little more leather hard. If it's too soft, you'll just kind of get these scraped gooey bits all over. I'm going to see if I'm trying to get it in frame a little bit better for you. But like I said, I think I'm going to work on it in a laying position. But let me show you the flowers I made. So what I did was I sat and did one of the things I love to do, which is be putsy with clay, and I made a bunch of clay flowers. And then as I made them, I just laid them in this little container. It's just a Chinese takeout container, and I lined it with damp paper towel. And now I'm going to attempt to put a crown of these flowers around her forehead. Probably be good if I work on a piece of foam, so I'm going to do that. Whenever you want to try to keep something in the round, it's a good idea to put it on something kind of cushy. So I have this piece of foam rubber. And in clay, it's important to do what's called scoring and slipping when you're hand building. So I don't know, let's just go for it. I don't know how else to start. I don't have any leaves right now, but maybe I'll tuck the leaves in after I score and slip the actual flowers on. So I'm turning over each flower and putting what's called score marks. And then I'm going to do the same thing. And sometimes, just to save time, I'll go ahead and put all the score marks. Not that you have to be in a rush, because a lot of working with hand building is the process and enjoying the process. And so I like to do things in sort of a slow, methodical way. If you can see, I'm just going to give it a good little snug push. I don't want to push so hard that I crush my flower petals. But there's one. I'm going to add another one here. I've seen little examples of these on Pinterest. I'm not trying to actually copy what I saw, but I kind of like the idea of it. And you know what I did to make the stamen in this flower was I pushed the clay through a little strainer. Just those little simple ones. I guess it's a drain catch, but you can just take really soft clay, put it in the center, and push it through. And it makes like a little sea urchin kind of shape. But after you push it through, you can then use it for all kinds of textural decoration. But I used mine for the center of my flowers. Now my clay flowers did end up staying nice and soft, and they might actually be a little too soft. So I'm going to have to be careful as I put them on. Let's try one of these. This one reminds me of a daisy or maybe a black-eyed Susan. And I haven't decided if I want to glaze this one colorful because the clay body is a brown, kind of a light cinnamon color once it's fired. And I thought that might actually be really pretty and organic looking for the garden if I choose to put it in the garden. There's a lot more smoothing I'm going to want to do later. Yeah, I will. So you can see I'm getting them all placed. But it tidies up really well. Just have to get them all on first. I'm going to score and slip on. I'm going to do a larger rose. So a larger one here. I think will be pretty right there. So I've been a bit more consumed with clay projects lately than I have with anything else. But I'm desperately wanting to get back to my journaling and fabric books. I'm gonna give it a good push. That's why I work on the foam rubber, because when I press on it, I don't want to flatten out her head. And I do see a leaf would be a good option right there. Let's see if I have any leaves within reach. Do I or don't I? I do. So let's roll out a little bit of clay somewhere. Here it is. We'll stand her back up, and I'm just going to roll out a little bit of clay and make a leaf or two. Should be just enough. I've got these little punch stamps. You cut and then you press, and when you press it puts the imprint of the leaf. But there is one thing I like to do first. I forgot. I like to go ahead and score the entire back first, because then I don't have to you kind of mutilate the piece when you try to score it after it's already shaped. So now I can cut it and you can still see the score marks. Put my little imprint on there. 2. Let's do 3. Okay, now I have 3. And we'll work with 3 of those. see how we like it after that. Okay, so let's put a leaf right here. I'm just enjoying the quiet of the afternoon. I'm getting to do some of this. So you can see my leaf, I kind of shaped it a little bit because I want it to have a little bit of movement. And typically I even pinch the edges some, but I don't want to make these too delicate because they could break. But you can see, I love how it's kind of just above her eye like that. We'll put one more here. So if you're watching just to craft along with me, thank you for joining me. I think most of these I'm planning to make roses. So I'm going to put a smaller rose right here. Only I want to cut this one down a little bit shorter. Actually, let's use this one. When you cut them down a little bit shorter, you just have to slice a little bit off of the back. Can you see what I used for my scoring tools, you all? Just a little piece of barber comb, a skinny, thin little comb. It allows you to get down in those little grooves. The serrated metal one is great, but it's sometimes awkward. There's a little bit more slip. And look, that one fit in there just right. So you can see, we could put all kinds of fun, pretty things in her, on her head. You could put little butterflies, dragonflies, bumblebees, if that's what you're going for. And you know me, I'm always going for that nature-y kind of fairy tale look. So we'll just keep adding flowers. I'm gonna add a daisy here. And then what happens is once I get everything where I want it, I can then go back and take a paintbrush with a little bit of water and just kind of smooth out any of the areas that I don't want. Let's put a daisy here. Or how about a daisy mum? Sort of like a chrysanthemum. She's rolling this more. Don't. There we go. Oh, that's nice. And I can give these a little firm push once they're a little more firm. I don't want to keep pushing and make the petals get glued together. So I think I'll put another flower here. I've got quite a few, but it always feels like you have a lot and then before you know it you've used them all. But this is another relaxing thing. You can sit down with a thin slab of clay. Yeah, I think that looks cute there. And I just put a big towel on my lap and a little board, and then I can just sit and make flowers. And I've sat and made quite a few, especially for like my fairy cups. I find it's nicer to just make them all in one big batch instead of one at a time. A good little press. Can you see? So that one's on. Trying to see where I could put another leaf. And I think it lends itself to another leaf right there. So we'll do that. Did I tell you I put a little bit of vinegar in the water that I use for slip? It helps keep the clay a little more plastic. and not dry out so fast. So there's a leaf. We're going to put another flower here. I think it needs to be a rose. Can you guys see? I'll take some still pictures of it standing straight up so that you'll be able to see a little better. This one looks sort of like a dogwood to me. And the petals got a little bent, but since I'm kind of clustering them all together, I don't think it'll be too bad. I do think they'll be a little more prone to chipping, so I do have to place them so that they're not as vulnerable. I don't know if you could see where I just put that one, but a little piece came off, and I might as well take it off now, then it break off later. I'm going to put a smaller one here, but I'm going to cut this one down a little flatter. Let's see. I'm listening to these piano sounds on YouTube, but it's got pictures with it, and they're just gorgeous. Let me see if I can pick up my phone without getting it filthy. Can you see that? Oh, you can't see it. I think it's too much glare. Yeah, sorry about that. Anyway, I'm enjoying the nature, images of nature. It's called Beautiful Relaxing Music, Peaceful Piano Music, and it's royalty free on YouTube. Let's see. I guess I should have put ears on her. I didn't. I may have to still do that. I think I will. Okay, let's see. Let's put... I think this is just going to be a front-facing type of vase, so I may not need to put them all in the back. Plus I still have to cut a hole on the top for an opening. Sounds a little violent, but I do have to give her a bit of a lobotomy so that you can put flowers in, because this is supposed to end up being a flower vase. Let's put this one here. And here. Yeah, I like that one there. And what happens is, if I look, it looks like they're not getting sealed on firm enough, you can always just go in with a little carving tool of some sort, or the end of your wooden knife. I love using my wooden knife because it can get into all kinds of little nooks and crannies. These are actually those little plastic fondant tools you can find in the baking aisle, and they work well too. second. I want to just kind of give it a little eyeball here. So I think it needs one more here. Maybe not that big, but definitely one more. Trying to decide which one. Oh yeah, that one. Okay, so it needs another flower right here. It makes you want to go, watching this makes me want to go outside in nature, but it's really, really hot today. So I'll have to enjoy nature through watching the pictures on this video or looking outdoors from inside. Because most people I know are not hot weather people. They're more of the fall weather where there's a bit of a breeze. That's me anyway. And it's really steamy here today too. Not only is it hot. We used to live where it was really hot in Arizona, and I could tolerate the heat so much better because it truly is a dry heat. Oh, I'm sorry. I want to show you. So can you see that? So these I have to give a little more of a push because otherwise they'll just break. Maybe even before I get them bisque fired. But I don't want them to snap off. I'm really liking this so far. I'm trying to decide if I want to put another leaf here. I'm going to put one more small rose. Right here. You know, this is just a stylized, sculpted head. Certainly not done with any, you know, perfect placement of the eyes and the nose and all that stuff. Okay, got one more flower there. I like the placement of that one. Right. Uh-oh, I kind of mutilated this one. I think it's time to stand it up now and not keep trying to lay it on its side. So let's move our cushion. I'm going to just kind of blend in the flowers a little bit more. And you know, because my camera can't get a really good view of this, I wish I could make it a little better for you. Let's see. I'm going to go ahead and end it here and just kind of show you how it's looking so far. And I'll take some upright pictures for you too. But I'll spend a little time blending out the surface of her skin. And what I like to do is I like to take a soft piece of pot scrubber. It's that really fine pot scrubber. And then once it's bone dry, you can go in and just kind of exfoliate and it gives it a much smoother surface. So that's what I'll plan on doing before I bisque fire it. Especially if I'm not going to put glaze, which I'm not sure I will. When you put the glaze, it can often cover up a lot of those little scratches. Let's cut open the top. I think it's time. I think it'll translate better if everyone can see where the flowers will go. There we go. So you can see I just made a cutout. And then I'll lift that out. Now I'm not going to lay it down because this part will squish in. I'll just show you the opening here. I think this will be really pretty with some tall stem roses or daisies or vines, whatever. I'm going to smooth this out. Inside is my balloon. I'll pull it out for you so you can see. There's the balloon that was popped. I'll try to put this back on my cushion for you for a minute just so you can see. It's a bit tall. Like I said, it'll clean up better when it's a little more firm. Yeah, it's not fun right now because you can't really see anymore. So we'll just put her like that. And there she is. She almost looks like somewhat of a Greek goddess. With a flower crown. Oh well, it was fun to craft with you a little bit, and I hope you enjoyed it, and I hope you can see how easy it is to cover a balloon and use it to make all kinds of forms that you can alter and turn into all kinds of different pieces. So I went ahead and finished her head, her crown of flowers, and I did go ahead and decide to give her some ears. Like I said, I'm not a sculptor, and this is really the first time I decided to do anything that would look more human-like. But it's going to be a vase. The neck was just sort of a cone-shaped, cup shape. And then, like I said, I just made all the flowers by hand. And I'm going to probably scoop out that little stamen there and put a fresh one in, just because this one got a little muddled. And then just kind of go in and refine her a little bit, smooth her out some. But I finished it, and I'm pretty happy with it, and I'll probably try another one, just because each part was really fun to do. So I'm hoping you like it too, and thank you for watching. Bye.